Let them tend to their own nest. The other two factions, the Frostlanders and the New Londoners, are like, yo, just get them in there. They've cost our city enough already, said one. What's your decision? High security enclaves. Enclave dwellers have no rights and are lucky not to be in prison. Every morsel we accord them is a gift. This will cement the legacy of New London. The story ends here. Relations improve with the Frostlanders. Comfortable enclaves. Isolation should benefit all citizens, even enclave dwellers. We will strive to ensure equal conditions are in enclaves. This will cement the legacy of New London. Honestly, I am aware of the fact that there are innocent stalwarts and innocent pilgrims, right? I'm not so naive as to say they're all bad. Just a lot of them are stupid. Plus, there's going to be young ones that didn't have anything to do with the fighting, like that 16-year-old earlier, and that are going to be resentful, and then they're going to grow up to be like, you know, terrorists or freedom fighters or something like that. So I'm thinking comfortable. I want to say comfortable. Unity achieved. Unity! You have united the city under your firm rule as the captain. You're right, it's better to kill them all. Holy crap. All forces which could have opposed you have been eliminated. The city will survive united as one. The city has not fallen. The end of descent. Path of order. Our wayward city needed a single voice to obey, a firm hand to take it by the neck. You saw this. You rose from the muck. Hey, it's me, Ann Meyer, and stood our beacon in the fog. In the face of such brilliant light, how could we do anything but follow? And now, like the sea to the stars, the city is pulled to you, warm in your light. We will follow you in any course you chart, Captain. Against all odds, you have succeeded. The city stands. The city did not fall. Dude. Victory, dude. You took matters into your hands. The captain lives again, with bickering factions finally contained. Maybe you wanted everyone to get along. Yeah, little. Supported the stalwarts and their vision of the future. Maybe you tried your very best? 1,827 dutiful youth found their place in society. 1,300 heat stamps in profit from city-run alcohol shops. Maybe you grew impatient with the bickering. Winter homes settled. It was the right choice. Maybe you had to do it or the city would fall. 421 bystanders dead in civil war. 7 districts damaged. 5,100 stalwarts and 4,700 pilgrims contained. 0 radicals of all sides imprisoned. Radical ideologies outlawed. New London is finally at peace. 0 imprisoned? Oh, maybe that's because I converted them into like my my guards. New London is finally at peace. All hail the captain. Maybe it's just checking the count of how many were in the prison at the end of the game. It does not matter. Oh, okay, thanks. Lily May, 14, trainee, contained with her mother, smuggles food into the district. Constantly thinks about the welfare of her people and how to destroy the walls of the Enclave. Maybe one day she will succeed. But I made it comfortable. I made it cozy. The only doubt. How long it will last. When you are gone, Captain. Ah, yeah, because the first captain died and everything went to crap. Wait, was Lily May the The girl who was born next to the generator when you started the game? Dude, I gotta go back and check the VOD. At the beginning of the game, when we turned the generator on, a baby was born at that exact moment. And they shined like a spotlight on it. Yes, that was her. Oh, wow. Full circle. That's wild. Okay, so the baby that symbolized hope for the city is now freaking hates the city. That's what happens with fanatics and radicals. No matter how much you give, they never want anything other than what they want. I thought you were going to say no matter how much you give, they always want more. Toss her into the mines. I don't know if we have any more mines, because we mostly changed from coal over to oil. We might have some left. I'd have to check. That means we're getting Frostpunk 3. They certainly left it open-ended. They could easily take the story into a DLC or a Frostpunk 3, yeah. Just got in, you just finished. Hey, Gregor, we reached a ending. It very clearly has many endings. We reached a ending. We reached my ending. Did you win? I did. We basically, there was two of the factions, well, I'm gonna be vague because I don't want to spoil you, but in the ending I got, Faction 1 attacked Faction 2. Faction 2 started fighting back. They were kind of defending themselves, but it escalated and they were burning down the city. Factions 3 and 4 were like, holy crap! And so we had to like build guard towers and prisons, and we could like just murder one of the factions so that then they're gone, or we could. There was many different options. I opted to take control of the Senate and become the captain, and so we are a monarchy again. And then I shut down like all the fighting, mobilized the guard squads, and then we made an enclave for each of the fighting factions and stuffed them in there. Until all the fighting is done, the people not in the enclaves are happy, but the people that are being born and raised in the enclaves are extremely hateful of us. They do not like us. I feel like the enclave should have a door that leads to the outside and be just like, you can go if you want. You can leave if you wish to. Alright, hold any key to skip. There we go. Just got back. Are you winning? I won. I won. All right. Week 911. We won on 9/11. Oh my god. All right. Let's do a review, chat. Let's do a review. We are about 13.8 hours into this, according to Steam. Let's talk about our experience with Frostpunk 2. All right. Frostpunk 2. Definitely a replayable game. Let's go from the beginning. How is it? I had a lot of fun with it. The gameplay was sometimes confusing. Like, for example, Winterhome. When I got to Winterhome, I opted to try to settle it. There was a lot of confusion, and I had to do a lot of save scumming there, which I had not had to do up in the game at any point up until that point. Because you started with 0 space, you had to frost break, but if you used the frost break button you'd been using the whole game, it killed you. So I queued up 3 frost breaks and then lost 300, 600, 900 people, and then there was not enough people left to settle it. And then I couldn't salvage it. And it was just like, oh my god. So there was a new button there. That could have been clearer. A few things, like geothermals say they produce steam, but it doesn't say, like, luckily we found by making one that it automatically sends the steam to the generator. That could have been clearer on the tooltip. There was a few other little things like that where it's like, oh, press this button. And I had to hunt for the button. Like, you know, the button to win the game, I had to go to the generator and click on the generator, and it was a button on that UI. I had no idea it was there. So there's definitely some things that could be better. Overall, it was quite good, though. Overall, it was quite good. You could pause the game and hunt things down at any time. So if there's something you did not know where it was, you could pause and poke around. So that made it a little forgiving. So definitely they could clean up some of the instructions, like and things like that. Like even some of the tips could have been better. The tutorials. The Twitch integration made it better. The Twitch integration was good. Yeah, I think that definitely allowed you guys to have some more fun. As far as how it ran, I would say not great. My system, like, I had to shut down the filters program and shut down Wizard Dennis, and still while in this game, I was hitting like 90% on my GPU. Like, I think what it was is it renders the whole world all the time. So when you had multiple cities, you could just mouse wheel out of one and mouse wheel into the other. So it was constantly rendering all those tiny moving people and cars and parts and lights at all times across the world map. So after you got a few expansions, the game was getting a bit laggy. So definitely would love to see them optimize that. I don't know if they ever will, but that's just my own thoughts on that matter. That's probably one of the biggest downsides, I have to say, is the game was getting a bit laggy in the last third of the game, and just saving the game would take like 10 to 20 seconds. Additionally, we had that one issue where when we were saving the game, it would say save files full, and it wouldn't even let you save over another save file. You had to go back and delete old save files, and then you could save, but it would still say save files full, and then it would save the game until you restarted the game. So that was weird. Was the voting system? Yeah, the voting system had a few glitches. Like, it would be weird. It'd be like 40 voted yes, you need 51 to say yes, and then it would say passed. So the Twitch voting was definitely sometimes throwing up weird results. I'm not really sure what that was about, but that did happen. Overall, it was definitely a fun game, and one where you could play it again and just like you could probably do a playthrough where you try to make each faction happy. Like do a playthrough for the stalwarts, do a playthrough for the pilgrims. I don't know if there's you could do a playthrough where you just support the stalwarts, just support the pilgrims, try to make everyone happy. I did take control because you guys are all idiots, and then that ended up with the enclave system. That was all of that. I wonder if Lily May would have been in an enclave if I had chosen only the stalwarts go in an enclave. The bottom was the in-game vote, then it added the Twitch votes to that. Yeah, something like that. It was hold on. What? Chip just ran in. It was good. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of the same fun as I did from the first Frostpunk, and there was some interesting new systems on top of that. In some ways, doing this with Twitch chat integration made it easier, but sometimes it made it more difficult. But I definitely was able to get away with passing a few laws that I wouldn't have been able to pass with Twitch chat's help. But definitely there was a couple that I didn't pass because of Twitch chat. So, yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. What else is there? What is Utopia Builder? Let's see. Welcome to Utopia Builder. Welcome to an open-ended sandbox mode for Frostpunk 2. Please be advised, we designed Frostpunk 2 with the intent for you to experience the story mode before playing Utopia Builder, as engaging with the fate of New London is the intended way to learn the core concepts of the game. We highly encourage you to try it before diving into this. Okay. Select location, windswept peaks. Sheltered between mountain ranges in a small valley, the site was judged well protected from the elements with relatively easy access to key resources. Randomized resources in Frostland medium area. Okay, so it's just like a custom game. Sheltered between blah, 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 blah. Colonize the Frostland. Develop a metropolis. Build a prosperous future. Okay. Community. Whoa, what is all this? Mechanists, random, thinkers, lords. Wait, thinkers, lords, and random. Laborers, merchants, and random. Foragers, mechanists, and random. And then the difficulty. Foragers. Okay, hold on. I don't know if I want to play another one of these right away. I'm going to jump into this for a second because I want to see what the mechanists and foragers are. So I guess like those are the factions instead of things like stalwarts. New beginning. The end of the world changes people, it changed us. Us, the foragers. Natural survivalists adapted to the harsh Frostland conditions. The machinists, descendants of groups that built the initial cities and maintained their machinery. The laborers, factory workers and manual laborers who learned you must toil together to survive. We choose you as our steward to lead the city as overpopulation looms and resources dwindle. We all dream of a better future. What it would look like, this we can't agree on. Tension stirs and radicals rear their heads. Navigating this will be your ultimate challenge. We will build a bright future. Let's see what it starts you out with if you do this. Windswept peaks. So I noticed first off, you're not down like in a crater, so the wind is probably going to hit the main area harder. Resources, let's see, the work of building a promised land begins. Resources run low after years of barely getting by. We must expand, we must construct basic infrastructure and begin researching better methods. We also need a council to vote on common rules. We must learn to live and live together lest we die apart. We will build a bright future. Wow, that's a lot of resources. There's even a geothermal here. Wow. Okay. So 2 geothermals, 2 logistic stations, some of everything else. There's a small infinite coal. Oh, 2 infinite coals. There's a infinite food, infinite that. But do you have to research, or do you have all the buildings right away? Yeah, you have to research. Almost forgot that you had to do a research institute. And what are the people? The foragers, the laborers, and the machinists. Okay. And there's progress versus adaptation, merit versus equality, and tradition versus reason. Interesting. So yeah, this is a sandbox mode. So this like randomly generates a new one. I'm not sure if you still expand out or you just try to, let's see, colonize the Frostland. Establish a populous food colony, fuel colony, materials colony, and eliminate all problems from the city 0 to 5. Huh. Interesting. So slightly different rule set, but same gameplay. Yeah, pretty cool. There was a few things I missed from the first game, like these big robots. They were a huge deal. When you got those, basically like if you had a building, instead of sending people out to that building to work, you could have them stay home when it got cold, and the machine would keep working, and it would allow you to get things done during the coldest of weather. In Frostpunk 2, there was never really a people had to take shelter in their homes thing. You didn't have to get everyone inside and stop production or anything like that. So there was definitely some mechanics that they did away with from the first game going into the second that I think were good mechanics, but I don't think it detracted too much from the game. I think overall it's a great game. Don't regret getting it. But I think that if they kept some more things from Frostpunk 1, it might have been better in my eyes, but it's fine still. Based on the date, am I right in assuming it takes place following the ruins of World War I? What did they say? They said that the big freeze happened in, it was like 1940 or 1950, I think, during the intro of the game, something like that. But I can't recall the exact date. Let's see. To me, FP1 was harder than 2. Yeah, well, I was playing on the standard difficulty, but we did get through it pretty easily. Like, once we got a foothold, it wasn't that bad after that. But getting that foothold was kind of rough. And then the save scumming I had to do at Winterhome was primarily because of me not understanding a bunch of new mechanics that threw at me at once. And after a few reloads, I got it, and then we were fine after that. This felt more like politics. Frostpunk 1 was more like survival. That's exactly it. Frostpunk 1 was more about, like, everyone had a common enemy, which was nature, and we have to stay alive. And the second one was politics, yes. Cold didn't seem to be as much of an issue. So in this game, when it got in this game, when it got incredibly cold, he, hold on, I'm very distracted. Hey, no, don't put his claws near my face.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Okay, then, alright.
He just wanted to.
He wanted to believe. He pawed me earlier. I love him dearly, but I'm scared of his claws near my face. He's caught me a few times. Yet is the key word. The thing is he can get them out faster than you can realize he has them out. But yes, the first game was more about surviving the cold, and when it got really cold, you had to get your people to stop working and get them into their homes, or they would freeze to death. And when they stopped working, all the other things shut down. In this game, that didn't happen. When it got really cold, your food consumption and your fuel consumption skyrocketed. So I guess that was kind of how the game narrated that the people were inside and not like working the farms, is the food consumption just went into the gutter. But that was it. That was all that happened. Yeah, I think there was one whiteout. I think there was only one whiteout in the main game, and then there was one in the prologue, and that was it. But yeah, that was Frostpunk 2. I think that's the amount of it I'm going to do on stream. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.